All right, good morning. Oh, yeah, SPX levels, we may as well start there first. Relatively tight range. You can get some premium, I think. This is on the verge of potentially breaking out to a new high, so you want to give yourself some room. There's premium at 38.50, and it's far enough away. It, I think, would be fine. There's premium there. There's open interest there, and down below, that's very low right there. So assuming this continues to go up, we'll see if we'll get to the futures. They're up 21 and a half there. It's going to come up into this resistance area. So, those premiums that increase up above, you get a little bit further away. That's how we do it. Just assess what where the premiums are, just to where they get to the point where it just doesn't make any sense, and then start coming in the lower levels where there's premium. Look at the charts, look at the open interest, and yeah, Grady McGraw's telling me 38.55 is possible, and it should be far enough away. And we'll see. Things are up here a little bit. Qs are up, Netflix up pretty big, so that's helped driving it, of course. And we'll see what the others do, and then as the markets come in at some point, which they will, look down below, where you have defense lines, support lines. So this is a big one down here, right around this 37, 40, I don't know, whatever it is, 47, 45, doesn't matter. Down below there, you got to be aware that things could drop quite a bit. We don't know if it'll happen. I don't think that would happen today, to tell you the truth. Just looking at this pattern historically, I would say either it makes a new high or stays in a trading range. I think the downside would be limited at this point until we get another trading day that would give us a little more insight as to this pattern that so far is just marking time, where the prior week created a resistance area, and this has been a pivot here, but it came down, and of course what happened yesterday, just a miracle reversal in the futures, that it had that big red bar selling into the close on Friday, and then all the way back up. And if it's coming up to resistance here, we look to the left, and that is where sellers are going to be. How many there are there? There we go. Maybe we could turn that red later. Anyway, you see, we look to the left. It's that simple. I'll say it forever. Take your fib lines off, your fib extensions, and all the other hocus pocus, and just look to the left, and you'll see where the potential stopping points are, and then just watch the reactions. So far, the weekly chart still constructive. We got a few more days. We got all of today and 2 more days, so we don't know what this bar is going to look like. But assuming it stays here or better, we've got a nice sideways consolidation and potentially a red bar ignored on the weekly time frame after a bottoming tail bar, and it's in an uptrend. So continue to get bullish price action, and we just continue to have concerns as far as sentiment, which, assuming this stays higher today, this closed relatively low, over recent history, the last several months, even last year, the put call ratio is abnormally low, and markets holding up in the face of that. So you can see even this very extreme level, market just ground sideways. So still at a high level. Historically, we know trouble is coming. We just don't know when. Breath is not good. It's neutral. But as markets go up like this, you want to see this go up, and we're not seeing it happen. So historical warning signs, trend is still up. Buyers buying the dip. They don't care. And it's happened before. So at some point, markets correct normally. Good thing is, which we discussed, um, in the past, is how this market's going up. It's not accelerating like right now. Just looking at a 5-minute chart, but just to point out, if we see this kind of a pattern on the daily chart, then we have more of the normal historical type of price action where declines happen that can correct for a while. There's nothing below. Whereas this just continues to build levels. Now it would take some kind of very alarming news to break through these levels quickly. Meaning rather than just kind of grind down and hit them, pop up, go down again. If it just came down, that would some news event, and we don't know the news before it happened. So I'm just pointing out that that would be, if we saw that kind of price action, something would have happened. But now as we have prices pushing up into this level here, it would not be unusual, because markets tend to do this historically, is that they pop over the high and then they come back in again. Run the stops, let just buy the momentum in the moment at the worst possible time and get caught. 36.50 for Friday on SPX. Who knows what's going to happen between now and then? I suppose if SPX gets to a new all-time high, yeah, it shouldn't come down there. If it does, you'll know early enough to, cut and run. The NASDAQ futures coming up, the old high right there. And this is, since this is so much closer, and look at the run here. It's happening here pre-market. This is the kind of price action that historically results some type of sizable pullback now, relative to an intraday chart, of course. Uh, so it's not a daily chart, not a weekly chart, where it's that type of a concern. But as prices begin to advance, and as these are starting to move up vertically, and at the market open, it would not be surprising to see this pop up to a new all-time high, and then start to reverse. You watch the gap, uh, on the day chart, and just watch the price action. That's what I do between the two, and then look for the to start to agree. Right now, it's going up at an angle. You can see this straight up and went sideways. So there's your bullish price action, and the red bar ignored, and continuation, bottoming tail, and continue to watch, see if it goes straight up. That's when they tend to come straight down. Dow up 100 and so, just kind of in the trading range. Big range coming up there to the highs. S&Ps and Dow look somewhat similar. See what that does. Russell, that should make a new all-time high today, or probably something's wrong if it doesn't, but same kind of price action, vertical. But look at the moving averages here. So things can go up vertically in different ways, of course. So whether it's a single candlestick and or a multiple candlesticks, meaning, so here we have a pretty much a straight up moving sideways. However, look at the proximity of the three moving averages on the 5-minute chart coming out of a base versus, say, this making the next leg up and getting far from the moving averages. So we call these moving averages visual aids. They're not necessarily predictors of support or resistance, sometimes become self-fulfilling prophecies, but this is the beginning of a move on a 5-minute chart. But you can see the consolidation here. But if you weren't looking at this daily chart and you were looking at this 5-minute chart, you'd say, well, that's a little extended. I see that, but the move just started, and that is supportive that this can continue to go up. Maybe needs to chop around, maybe needs to have a breakdown failure, who knows, whatever, some kind of bullish confirmation pattern. Whereas at the moment, I don't know how meaningful it is. It's only a 5-minute chart and it's early, but you can see it popped up. So in a very macro point of view, some longs got caught. And to get them to start hitting the bid, they would have to start trading under this level, unless they're really, really like micro traders. But that little breakout failure, of course, is going to get short-term traders a little nervous. Should be getting, thank you, John. Yeah, you all should be hitting that like button over there. What Dan and I do here every day, you couldn't even pay for it in most other, whatever, YouTube channels, that's for sure, let alone some of the others that are out there teaching competition through our competition through the indicator-based methodology that'll throw you down the rabbit hole. All right, Ryan, we look forward to seeing you in the green room. Okay, and by the way, I'll share with those in the room and those of you on YouTube. You don't need $30,000 in your account to trade. Yes, you do if you want to trade stocks as a day trader, active trader. However, if you can trade micro e-minis and open up an account with $500. I'm not recommending that, but you could go to a Ninja Trader and open up an account or whatever brokerage firm. I wouldn't use TOS. There are options, but look, you can open up a brokerage account with a futures broker and put a couple of $1,000s in there. You can trade enough contracts to blow your account up, of course, but to make money on a daily basis with a relatively small amount of money. So you don't, everybody thinks, oh, I got to trade stocks. You don't have to trade stocks. You can trade these micro e-minis, and you don't need much money to open up that account, and you don't have to take any test. This whole prop trading thing it's on the cliff, waiting to die. Bonds are down here a little bit. I'm developing it. I've been, collecting charts. I used to teach a futures course years ago. I'm not going to, bring that back to life. Some of the stuff in there is still good, but I've been capturing charts over the last couple of months and lots of notes and starting to work on putting that all together. So it'll be an intraday course that'll include futures. Bob said you need a minimum of $25,000 to sell put options. Well, probably so. First of all, options have leverage, and if you're going to sell naked puts, you're going to have to be responsible or put up enough money if that stock gets put to you. Why would they want to work at a prop firm, Chris? They're not going to, unless they have a track record, they're not going to get in a prop firm. I mean, a real prop firm. Hey, Rob, glad you have you here. Yeah, the old course that I did from Pristine will get you where you need to be. You'll see in the chat room, I don't really use the trader pivot lines anymore. They can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, but less tends to be more. Anyway, stay away from these prop firms that promise to fund you. They're all full of crap. And the legitimate ones will make you put up money, to cover your losses. And you'll have to take a test. Why go through it when you can trade a vehicle like e-minis or micro e-minis? I've taken that test and others, which are far more difficult. Series 7, 24, when I had a brokerage firm. Why waste your time studying to take tests that teach you absolutely nothing? And oil sideways here. Kind of went off on a tangent there. Gold Looks like it's bottoming out again. And I think at the end of this week, if this is green, I think it would be time to initiate a position and give it some room. Just slop around here. Silver actually may be the better way to go since it was stronger before. You can see it's well above that prior high there. And this is, well, it's still in the bottom half of the red bar, but so far it's holding up. I'd like to see where this week ends up, especially, what's going to happen.
Greg, and I saw a commercial on CNBC last night where the guy said silver was the best commodity in the world. So
maybe it is. I don't know why.
That's pretty impressive.
Why? But it is outperforming gold. And let's look at the euro here because it's kind of come in and it hits on a support level. And one of the things I mentioned a week or so ago was that the dollar was beginning to find a floor. And while it doesn't have something to the left yet, that's where my line is at, that support line. But maybe it's starting to turn around here. And I think if the dollar continues to strengthen, it's going to create a little bit of a problem for stocks. We're still very early. We'll see how that unfolds. And the transports came in a little bit, really, you can see the little breakout failure right there. And now it's coming in here, or came in yesterday. It made a new all-time high. Major support is way down here. Minor support is there. And we'll just see how this holds up in the coming days. All yours, Dan.
All right, good morning. So the political excitement started. Trump and his family leaving DC. I think it's noon, right? The Biden ceremony. It's right when we have MT Live today. That was not nice of them. I should have postponed it. Oh, 10:30. Okay. So maybe they did move it up for us. Thanks. Yeah, as I said yesterday, there's too many the whole country's locked down. I personally didn't see any problems today myself, but I still wanted to not give too many open positions in case something weird happens. But we're pretty much 100% long. We have one or two shorts is all. But if you have any questions, shoot them at me. Otherwise, I want to go right to gappers. On today, that's DMYD. 1850. It's a gap breakout from a 1, 2, 3. It's extended on the weekly, but daily looks higher. Overstock. I don't see any pattern there. Pizza. That was better. That's a beautiful bull rectangle. That's a pizza. Yeah, I like pizza a lot better than Overstock. And Solo. Yeah, it's a deeper retracement. Underperformed yesterday. It really needs to get over today's Wednesday, Monday's high, because compare it to XPEV. XPEV, same deep retracement, but it's rocking here. So we have an open put spread on this, and I like it as a directional too. And I also like LI better. Look at LI, perked more yesterday and is up. So that's a good way to look at relative strength within a sector. XPEV and LI are better than Solo. Neo, yeah. Ugly gap and crap on the weekly, but it's stronger because it's in an uptrend. You got nice rising 20 and 50. 10 breakdown failure. Yeah, it's strong. we call it more of like a, yeah, breakdown failure or just big old red bar ignored. Let's go right to gappers. CLNC, $9. It's gapping to the high end of the range here. See what it does, and if it can pull in. Lack a bearish gap, 20. It's gapping under, or right to yesterday's low. So this is what we call a bull trap. It's extended on the weekly. So McGraw, that's a bear call credit spread idea. Baba here, I mentioned a few days ago, it was a put spread candidate. It's getting a nice gap up here. CHX, CHX for Angry Carrots. That's an interesting screen name. Saying it might break out today. I don't know. I mean, just set alarms, but we like breakouts from tight consolidation, like right here, particularly after a little breakdown failure closer to the 20. So this would not even qualify to be on our radar as a breakout candidate. It's just not set up. Someone's asking me about a credit spread on Facebook. I don't know if you mean long or short, Dave. But I mean, we actually had a call spread on this, and last Friday I didn't like the deep retracement, and we took our money. And yesterday I said it looked like a put spread candidate for Friday. Norbert, JD, day trade. It's a gap breakout that's sloppy as can be. I'd say 30-minute high should be okay. You got a price void, 30-minute high, but I personally think I can find better patterns than that. This one's gapping down, kind of a sloppy M top. This would be a call spread candidate. Disney, what's up with Disney? It's a nice gap, but no pattern, gap into resistance. Glancing at my Dow 30. Yeah, Cream and Disney are the biggest gappers. I actually have Tesla as a call spread candidate under Monday's low, but that's a bullish gap up right now in a bullish pre-market. That's a beautiful pre-market. I love these where you have a wide range bar, bullish consolidation, and the upper third of the real body. That might give you a nice day trade. Netflix had earnings, and look at this thing gapping up to all-time highs. I mean, but what do you do with it? What's your bias on this? For me, anything that just gaps up that big, if you just had to say, Dan, do you want to buy it or sell it? And it's just my character, sell it. I mean, sell it. It blew past this expected move. So whoever, the strategy of, oh, let me just short premium into earnings because it rarely goes past. They're getting totally run over on the call spread today. John has a list here. This thing's gapping down to 30. Could be, today's Wednesday, so if we are shorting short-term call spreads, it's Friday. We only have 3 days of risk. But this, it's extended and could be a call spread. John T. Doc. Yeah, we did a put spread on this yesterday. I already raised the stop. Plan. I don't see any gap, so it's just a neutral trading range. Open. 29. Yeah, I like that one better. That's more of a gap breakout with a price void. I think I have open here in my list somewhere. Yeah, open looks good. Net. 83.26. There's not a good price void there. So today is going to be another marvelous MT live, determining targets and pivot management. So even though this is it's a bullish gap, you got no price void. So is it going to get through that resistance? The pattern doesn't suggest immediately. Ride daily BS. What does BS mean? Other than the obvious, what does it mean to you right now? It's a sloppy buy setup that's deep into here, so I just have no interest in it. The XPEV is superior. XPEV and LI are superior in the EV space. Target on LI, like 30-minute high we might buy. But target like 42, I don't know. All right, so open, it's gapped right to resistance. That could be a good 30-minute high candidate. Like GME, I'm watching for a call spread candidate for Friday. Diamond's getting sold off into the most. Far from the 20, top and tail, and the premiums for some reason are huge, huge, huge. So that's kind of telling me that there could be some pending news, which, all right, see, I gave XPEV as a directional, and I'm not going to chase it now. I gave it over yesterday's high. I just, we don't trade in the first 5 minutes, so 5-minute high, and that's an excessive move, so we have to hold off now. Darn it. Let's see, YouTube's also asking about tech, XLE. Yeah, tech, the something bar was yesterday. Yeah, that looks good. Nice strong uptrend. XLE has to go sideways a little bit more. XLU is garbage, bottoming pattern, had a little gap up that went nowhere. GME is still weak here. This could be a 5-minute low day trade. Also, let me check those crazy call premiums. Google, Amazon are rocking at the high. Does anybody know if there's pending news? The 45s for Friday, they've significantly come down, but it's still $1.10 for the 45s, which is $8 away. So the trade there would be, you'd be betting that. Let me just look at the tail, that it's not going to trade above yesterday's high. So a $10 wide right now is 74 cents. We'll keep an eye on it, maybe 30-minute low. EPR. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Gertz, yeah. Yeah, wide range igniting. 2 narrow inside days. Yeah, that looks good. I'm kind of sidelined here with the gap up. So yeah, putting that on the list looks good. Glancing at opens, see if we have any problems or gifts. We're short puts on Delta, the 40s. That looks fine. Marijuana still neutral. We said that, which was expected. TDOC, Venome over 1501 Alfa Romeo we have as a core long